Yes, friends. So the seven myths. The first myth is you should be grading questions during presentation. Actually, I have seen many presenters. What they do, they grade out the questions. They grade out the questions. They just try to avoid the questions which are being asked by the audience. But the solution should be in this manner. The manner should be that question must be welcomed. you know you have to welcome questions, because when you welcome questions now, people, the audience try to get connected to you, and when the audience is connected to you, it becomes very very easy, and there is a long lasting impression on the people. And if many people, they don't many presenters, they don't welcome the questions. And there is also, we have seen that the questions, as when the when questions comes from audience, basically when they are interested in the topic, they are interested in that topic, you should encourage the questions. I say that you should always encourage the questions in order to bring the interest of the audience in the topics. And also you should see that all the questions which are vital for your presentation, they should allow clarification and consolidation of learning. When the questions are being asked by the presenter, it is very important to give solutions to their questions. And if you're not able to answer to these solutions, you should accept that accept that you know that you don't have that much proper knowledge about that. Example of the ways to invite questions. First, have I answered all your questions about the topic? This is the first question where you can ask, is that have I answered all the questions? And the second thing is that, have all of the issues which you encounter, which you usually encounter when, you know third, do you agree with what I said? So these are actually nothing but the ways where we can actually invite the question from the audience, and it is very important to invite the questions from the audience. Second myth is that we dodge a difficult question as much as you can. So, and we have to, we dodge a difficult question as much as you can. We have seen that we say it's a big no as the audience is able to see all through, right? For irrelevant question, politely you have to defer them. You say that you will discuss all this personally with the question after you avoid spending additional time. What happens when if any question comes and you don't have knowledge about that question, you say big no. So instead of saying that big no, you should always say yes, we'll discuss this issue personally. Personally, I'll come. We don't have much time to spend on this topic, and we can have a personal one-to-one discussion. This can be the way where we can actually answer this question. So this is another technique for the presenter, I would say. And some signs you are dodging a tough question. You are frowning or appearing to be irritated, or receiving very hard questions. Second, you are ignoring a confused question or expression within the face. Your face expression shows that you have the confused expression, or you're changing the topic, you're cutting the short time, you're giving to the audience enough time to think of questions. And or you are redirecting the questions, what do you think, or redirecting the audience, then agreeing the simply, you're just simply agreeing. So these are some signs actually you're dodging a tough questions, which people understand. And third is, better to attempt an uninformed answer than to tell the audience that you don't know. uh, Here is nothing but, don't be afraid. Many people think that they are being afraid, that you should say that you have the limitations to your knowledge. Say I don't know, followed by, but I can find it out for you. And your question, your audience will appreciate your honesty. Many people are not honest. Many people are not honest about showing the knowledge limitation. We should say that we do have the knowledge limitation, appreciate it, and we can answer this question more perfectly after doing a lot of research on the topic. And fourth is that being answering a difficult question by saying that's a good question. So whenever you praise the people that you are saying, so that I am very glad that you have asked this question. People don't ask this question. You should appreciate the person who is asking this question, saying that that's a good question may bring a hostile environment in the rest of audience, and they will feel that the questions weren't great. you know when you tell the people that you have asked really very good question, they become quite happy and they become interesting. And when you ask a tough question, then you first is to formulate the best response. When asked a tough question, better formulate the best response. And sixth thing is that prepare to defend yourself for the questions that try to discredit you. You should be prepared, to the questions which are going to discredit yourself. There are some signs of defensive techniques. Raise the tone, raise the tone of voice, or being emotional while responding. This is the first sign of the defensive technique. Second, you can tell that raising the occasions that you're biased, or you just don't understand what I said. Uh, Saying the things that I never said that. So this is the kind of technique which I have seen in many teachers. These teachers come and they scold the students. This is kind of defensive technique that the you are just handling the audience in a little bit rough manner. Yeah, that's kind of defensive question, defensive technique. And you know I and this instead you can have a focus on defending your idea than defending yourself personally. Many uh, means you have to take a topic to that side where you have got good knowledge base. You have to being defensive, aggressive, that can seem a sign of weakness on your part. It is hardly to earn the sympathy of the rest of your audience. Always ignore the personal attacks. Redirect the these are the some techniques where actually you can avoid here you can redirect your answer back to your idea. So these are actually some techniques where you can actually it's being helpful for you. And the question and answer is between you and the questioner. Here, instead, when replying your answer to both the questioner and other member of the group, remember, even if you are taking a question for someone in the audience, you are still responsible for the interest and engagement of the other audience. You know, the, whenever any question is being asked by one person, it doesn't mean that that is for him only. When you are answering the question of one person, you are actually giving answer to the complete audience. So you are being audited for by the question by the complete audience. So you should be very careful while answering to the question in a more perfect manner. Say to your audience that there must be something you might be wondering to. Sustain eye contact with the rest of your audience, and always ask for the to show hands. Does anyone else know have the same feeling here? This is the example where you are being actually you're being actually top presenters have total control on the fears. They make fears their slave, not the master. So these are some kind of techniques or some kind of myths which are being resolved by 7 tough questions. Thank you, and hope stay tuned, subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.